how did the raise room come about? Because was that you or that was
That was his idea.
so? First, tell people about the raise room and where it and anything about it. The raise room.
So the Rage Room, we can actually say, and we're really proud to say that it was the first in El Paso, very first in El Paso Rage Room. And that just came about while I was in Korea.
On the
Um,
second tour.
yeah, on the second tour, I was in Korea. And again, this is part of our conversations where we were kind of brainstorming things to do. And I think that we had a conversation and then I brought up a Rage Room and she was like, a Rage Room? And I was like, yeah. And then for me, again, planning on and doing research and how we can get supplies and stuff like that, it just made sense because it's just a place where people can go and break things. Our goal, what we wanted to happen was we wanted it to be a place where troubled kids can find an outlet. That's what that was the whole reason behind it, honestly.
Therapy session.
Yeah, kind of more of a therapy session versus just another thing. We wanted to have a purpose. And that for us was what we wanted to do, is just provide an outlet for kids, especially if they're just needed a way to let things go.
Okay.
But yeah.
So when you started it, I guess what surprised y'all the most once you got into it? Once you start a business, sometimes you're like, well, I didn't know this was going to be. What was those things?
For me, I would say the need for it. The need for it.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, what did you see?
We survived COVID. So during COVID, it was people coming in that had lost family members, people going through breakups, police officers, firefighters, nurses, school teachers, that just people that needed a different outlet. Like me, my outlet may be sewing. It's people that go to the gun range. It's people that color. So it was a different outlet. And we did get negative feedback in the very beginning, but after that, people was just like, oh, okay. But the need for it.
All right. Welcome back to another Entrepreneur Foxhole. My name is Ben Williams. I am your host. And today we dig into another opportunity to dig into people's lives and building businesses and entrepreneurship. And I got the opportunity to host some people I know and like a lot. Daniel and Ernestine Garcia. Daniel has been with the company since day one. We're going to get into that in a second. Ernestine, I've been learning that she's a jack of all trades. But today I like to ask a simple question, and y'all can take turns on this, whatever. Introduce yourself. Who are you, Daniel? And, where you come from and, a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, name's Daniel Garcia. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. Come from a pretty big family, 3 sisters, 5 brothers. Most of them are all in Utah. Pretty close knit family. And then at the age of 18, I decided to join the Army. Yeah.
And Ernestine, a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Petersburg, Virginia. Everybody in Virginia called it the Dirty Bird, home of Fort Lee. Born and raised, 17 years. I left at 17 to join the military.
So let me ask the most obvious question, I guess. Well, how did y'all meet?
Military in Hawaii.
That's an interesting story.
Please tell us. Tell us.
So we served together. We was in the same unit.
Okay.
So we was in the same unit. She used to be a machinist, I believe, right?
44 Echo machinist. Welder, metal worker.
Really?
Metal? Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then
I wasn't expecting that.
then her MOS went away, so she went into doing all kinds of things in the shop, in the motor pool.
Whatever they had me do.
So your MOS went away.
Mhm.
So what did you talk to me about that? Like what happened?
No, it stayed the same until towards the end, and then because they were reshaping the MOS, they had me doing whatever I could do in the motor pool. Mechanic work, 88 mic work, so truck driver.
But you still had the title
of a
44 Echo?
44 Echo machinist.
But you was just doing everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that the reason you got out of the military at that time?
No.
Or no. What was the deciding factor on that?
That's a long story. Long story short. it was time for me to ETS, and I felt I wasn't being treated right by the unit that I was in.
Okay.
So I said, I gotta go.
Hmm.
So I ended it. I ETS'd out. And then we PCS to Korea. So in between me getting out, I met Daniel. Well, me and Daniel started dating, and then we moved to Korea, and I did some reserve time.
Okay.
And then that led to starting a family. So I didn't get to continue my military career.
So did you go to Korea married or not married?
Married.
No, we were married.
Married.
Mhm.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I was like,
So
man,
Hawaii started it all.
Hawaii started
Yes.
it all. All right. So the roots being in the military, and you guys find yourself in Korea and starting a family. And now, during that time, what were you doing while he was in the military?
Supporting,
Well,
being
so
a state,
no,
and
tell them about how you were trying to come in.
What was she doing? Tell,
I
please.
was trying to so when I left Hawaii, I still wanted to serve. I didn't want to get out, but I ended up ETSing. Went to Korea, tried to rejoin active duty. They would not allow me because I didn't have an active PT test on file, even though I was a PT stud, which is like I was a 300 club. I didn't have a PT test on file, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't losing weight, and I found out I was pregnant. And so
Oh,
because I didn't have a PT test on file, they said no. So I never was able to rejoin.
so you out there trying to come back in the military and
Yeah.
didn't know? Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
She
Exercising,
was out
riding
there
the
every
bike.
morning doing
Yeah,
PT. She was out
regular.
there getting it.
Wow.
Getting it bed every morning.
Wow. Okay.
Regular. Pushing it.
Wow. And so when you found out at that time that pretty much ended the process of trying to go back in at that time?
For Korea, I did try again.
You did try again
Yes.
after Korea?
After Korea.
Okay, so that tells me, which is something probably interesting, even though you may have had a bad experience in Hawaii,
Mhm.
you still thought that, hey, it was still something worth pursuing. And I guess people that may not know about the military, you do get in situations, and oddly enough, that it may be, and I'm not saying this is the case, but sometimes you get in a bad situation, bad leadership, toxic
Yep.
leadership like
Mhm.
that, and it turns a soldier in a different direction. And most times people just be like, okay, what happened? And they don't know. And then if you have that opportunity to sit there and look back on it, you say, yeah, I still wanted to be in the military. I'm assuming that's the case.
Mhm. We'll
Okay.
talk about the military and why I chose to join was part of me, the reason I left Virginia.
Go ahead, speak.
So I joined the military at 17. My mom did not want to let me join, but I was going to be 18 soon. So eventually she signed the paper for me to join. And so I left at 17. The reason I left was because I would have been dead in jail on drugs or a whole bunch of kids. And sadly, that's still the same reality of home to this day.
But you saw something different for your life.
Mhm. I
That's
wanted
amazing.
something different. So at
And
17, so I was like, I gotta go. And so I did.
that's
I
good.
joined.
And people don't see that other side of that. You
No.
still got people that think they can't get out of their community, get out of their
Mhm.
environment, and they're stuck in their head. And so to see you come from that to where y'all at now, because we're gonna talk about where y'all at now, it's amazing. That's a story by itself.
It
And then let
is.
me ask you this then, because i- if it's like me, I go home, but I mean, I've been removed from my house from for 36 years. And the people I see on the street today, I may have knew you and I may know you, but I don't know you, because
Mhm.
I'm not trying to go back and talk to all those folks anymore. Not that I'm not going to speak to them, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to be like, hey man, let's go down here and go to the liquor store. I'm not doing that stuff no more. And because they still doing that same thing, and I don't know if that's your situation. It just seemed like you go back home and you still see the same people, or they dead, or
The same thing.
yeah, doing the
I was
same thing.
a nobody, bookworm, nerd, picked on, bully, whole 9 yards. So yeah.
All right. And then Daniel, when you met her, when did you know about her past?
Well, as far as her past, man, I think slowly. I mean, it wasn't all at once or anything, but I think it was just slowly it came out because I'm sure it was a difficult kind of thing to speak
Yeah.
about. But eventually she opened up and then explained it to me. But this was afterwards.
Okay.
But what drew me to her was just getting to know her and the type of person she was.
Question. So when did y'all get into entrepreneurship? When did that y'all come together? When did that take flight? When did y'all start getting in that space where y'all saw y'all both had this entrepreneurship or entrepreneur mind. When did that start happening?
I think she's always had it. She's had it since I've met her, Ben. Since we've been together, she was making jewelry. She was always doing something. So I think she's always had that since the beginning. And for myself, I think it was just something I've wanted to always do, but I think like everybody else, I was scared.
Mhm.
I was scared, didn't know the information, but mostly was scared to fail.
Okay. Did y'all have the conversation about being scared to fail? Did you and her ever have that conversation about that?
No, I think it was just kind of like, let's do it and see what happens.
So you like
If it
just
works, it works.
you like, hey, just let's do it and see what happens. And
Mhm.
internally in your mind, you're like, hey, scared to fail.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
maybe we shouldn't, but
Mhm.
I think that's where we made a great partnership is
Yeah.
because for me, I'd be more hesitant, more trying to
Mhm.
evaluate how things were going. For her, she was like, hey, let's just do it.
Let's
Let's
just do
go.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's find out where it takes us and let's see.
So did y'all have any type of businesses while you were still on active duty? And or I should say, how did that work? Did you have some and then you wasn't involved, or was it always you guys involved together, or what was that?
So when I got out of the military, and we moved to Korea, it was during the time when they were first allowing families to
Oh
go.
yeah, it's Area 1.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so we spent 2 years there, and so I wasn't working, so I needed something to do to stay busy.
Okay.
I needed to stay busy. And so back then I was making I think that started the journey of a sewing journey that I had called Little Soldier's Boutique, and what I was making was military kids' clothes out of military fabric uniform. But prior to that in Hawaii, before him, I was making jewelry wrapping, bracelets when that was really big, and then it kind of switched to sewing. I was sewing in Hawaii too, but it kind of switched to sewing in Korea, and that's what I've continued to focus on. So,
So y'all have had several businesses together along this journey. Are
Oh.
you the visionary person? Who's the visionary person?
I think we kind of both are. It just
Okay.
depends because I mean, we you put us both together, and I think we just draw off of each other to where
mhm,
we're constantly, bringing up ideas or we're talking about something. It's like, oh yeah, what about this and what about that?
So yeah,
mhm,
when y'all start doing these businesses, I guess I'm curious to know because I'm not every spouse that can work together. Not
mhm,
everybody can do that. And it seems like y'all, since I've known y'all work together.
mhm.
It has always been that way.
No,
Yes.
I don't think it has.
Well, we work together.
Well, when it comes to the businesses,
So in Korea, from sewing to being a stay-at-home mom, I actually had a storefront. And I actually so what guided me to the storefront was because I don't know, one day I decided to just sit on the side of the road with pies, caramel apples, candy apples, and I talked to another neighbor. I said, "Hey, let's go do it." And so we took a table, put it on the side of the road at the apartment complex to sell this stuff, and it just picked up. And so I think that spearheaded this was 2008, 2009. I honestly believe that spearheaded everybody starting to make stuff from home as far as food and stuff like that, because after that, online, it was only like Facebook. People started posting, "Oh, I'm cooking this meal from home." And it took off, and it never stopped, and so I ended up from that moving to the little storefront. A little storefront in a place called Viva Mart. It was a little grocery store in the complex, and I would make apples every day. People would come and knock on my door. I had a pregnant lady stop on the way to give birth on the side of the road and made her husband get 3 apples on the way to the hospital.
Wow. Okay. So do you guys ever disagree? And how do you work it out?
I think we disagree quite a bit.
Mhm,
Because we have different ideas of how certain things should go. But I like to think that we choose or we go with something, and if it doesn't work out, then we try another avenue of approach.
Daniel's more strategic planning, and I'm just like, "Ah, let's just do it."
Yes.
And he'll
Okay.
say, "But" he'll give me some pushback, "I think that this, and this." And I'm like, "Ah,
Yeah.
okay." okay, we'll do it that way. But in the end, I'm really in my head changing it.
So let me ask this question. So what does each one of you bring out that the other one doesn't have? What would you say he brings out that you don't have, and what does she bring out that you don't have?
I'm not a people person. I don't like
I
to
knew she was
talk
gonna
to
say that.
people. I don't like conflict. So he be like, just do it. Just you go talk to him more. And I hate it. It's almost like I have to put on a different persona and get myself together to go and like I like him to talk for me. I don't like to I just don't.
Okay.
So
Alright.
don't.
And what vice versa?
For me is that she pushes me.
Okay.
She definitely pushes me outside my comfort zone because, like I said, like I'll plan things. I like to have things planned. I like to do some research about some stuff, especially what we're going into. But for her, she's just like, let's just do it. And it's like, but we have to have a plan. She's like, we'll work it out, in the on the way or whatever. Just like, no, we should have a plan because of this, and that. She's like, let's just do it. And then before I know it, she'd be like, hey, we're gonna go do this. And it's like, what do you mean we're doing this? We're not ready. And she'd be like, oh, but I already coordinated this or like one of our shops. She's like, oh, I found a shop that's, on the west side of town. She's like, I already talked to them and this is how much this is gonna be and so forth. And I'm just like, wait a minute. We didn't even discuss trying to find a store.
Wow. So first, tell people about the Rage Room and where it and anything about it. The Rage Room.
So the Rage Room, we can actually say, and we're really proud to say that it was the first in El Paso, very first in El Paso Rage Room. And that just came about while I was in Korea.
On the
Um,
second tour.
yeah, on the second tour, I was in Korea. And again, this is part of our conversations where we were kind of brainstorming things to do. And I think that we had a conversation and then I brought up a Rage Room and she was like, a Rage Room? And I was like, yeah. And then for me, again, planning on and doing research and how we can get supplies and stuff like that, it just made sense because it's just a place where people can go and break things. Our goal, what we wanted to happen was we wanted it to be a place where troubled kids can find an outlet. That's what that was the whole reason behind it, honestly.
Therapy session.
Yeah, kind of more of a therapy session versus just another thing. We wanted to have a purpose. And that for us was what we wanted to do is just provide an outlet for kids, especially if they're just needed a way to let things go.
Okay.
But yeah.
So when you started it, I guess what surprised y'all the most once you got into it? Once you start a business, sometimes you're like, well, I didn't know this was going to be. What was those things?
For me, I would say the need for it. The need for it.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, what did you see?
We survived COVID. So during COVID, it was people coming in that had lost family members, people going through breakups, police officers, firefighters, nurses, school teachers, that just people that needed a different outlet. Like me, my outlet may be sewing. It's people that go to the gun range. It's people that color. So it was a different outlet. And we did get negative feedback in the very beginning, but after that, people's just like, oh, okay. But the need for it.
And what made you fight through the negative feedback? You know, because that's something that makes people stop.
People coming in and saying, oh, wow, I needed that. I want to come back. I need to come back once a week or every month or just the need for it.
It's
People.
actually being able to see it, being able to see the impact it had.
Mm-hmm.
And so during COVID, were you still on active duty?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Still on active duty. So
And
she ran the Rage Room.
so you was the visionary for it, and then she ran it.
Yes.
Scooped it up, took the ball, and ran to the touchdown.
Okay. Okay. And you deployed
She
too,
ran.
didn't you?
I did. Yes. I was
So you
deployed
was
as well.
running it while he's deployed.
Deployed twice, right? Well,
Yeah.
Once.
yeah, twice.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Korea,
Korea and Korea.
and then Afghanistan. So
And you were doing it here.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Okay. Did not know that one. Okay. All right. Would you do it again?
I would do it again.
Yes.
Okay. Because it's
I
currently
would.
not operational, right?
Not storefront. I closed the storefront.
You closed the storefront.
Mother's Day of this year, we closed the storefront.
Okay. But you would do it again.
I would do it again.
Okay.
Yes. The vision's still there. So we would
Business
do it.
still there.
Yes.
So will we have another Rage Room in El Paso? We gonna get the exclusive.
Owned by the Garcias.
We're gonna get the exclusive here. All right. We're gonna have another Rage Room in El Paso.
We hope so. We hope so. In the future, we hope that we can bring it back.
Now, you've transitioned into a sewing business. and serve military members and veterans. Tell us a little bit about that journey now.
So giving back has always been my thing. Volunteering has always been like 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. If I can help somebody, I will. So the school system that we're in would always they did like a coat drive or an event around the holidays every year. And so sometimes you got to sew things or make things to put in baskets and gifts and go out with the team and hand them out. So that's one way that I would give back to veterans or buying the supplies for those kits. So as far as and now like with the actual sew shop, I have a lot of veterans that come in. I cater to them a lot. And then I'm a licensed medical assistant. So I work in a clinic that serviced only, I would say 95% of the patients were veterans.
Mm, okay.
So that was another way I gave back to the veteran community. And some of those people still stay in touch, stay in contact.
So, like, what? 'Kay, I'm learning a lot about you right now.
Oh, you open the
So,
rabbit hole.
okay. So, where do you think that passion comes from? I mean, for you to serve and give back the way you do, where you think that's coming from?
Well, maybe the way I was brought up and raised. I am the oldest of 5 from my mom, and then my dad has 2 boys, so a total of 7. I'm the oldest. We lived off of, food stamps, and that's how we grew up, but my mom made it work with 5 of us in the house. I don't know how, but she did it. So my sewing kind of I wanna say kind of, well, I grew up watching my mother sew and my grandmother sew or be crafters. Hand, 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 hand. My mom, we needed money one time, and she went to the store, and I think she said she had $5 left, and she bought some felt sheets, and we ended up sewing those felt sheets into shapes and making car hangers, with incense, like, incense smells in it,
Mhm.
and that's how we were able to pay whatever bill she needed to pay then. So, I've always and then she was the type of person that would well, it was a lot safer back then if somebody was walking down the street, a hitchhiker or something, "Oh, I'll give him a ride," and I'm still the same way. Like, I would see a hitchhiker, but now it's not so safe, so I'm just like, I better not." But if it's a guy sitting at McDonald's and I'm like, he just sitting there minding his own business, he looks homeless, "Hey, are you hungry?" I'll buy him a whole meal or or whatever, so I think growing up with not having much, and I will still give
A lot.
everything even
Yeah.
if I don't have it to give.
I think,
That's
Ben, one of the
so
things is that we enjoy to give, and we don't expect anything from it
Mhm.
right.
because everything we do it because we want to. We always had the thought of, trying to give people a little bit more experience or better experience or try to help them out better than what we came up. And I know for her, the school, when she was talking about volunteering, we used to donate bikes every year. And as a matter of fact, the first year
That's
we
touching.
did that. I know. Do you want to tell them about it? The first year we donated bikes at the
Yes,
school.
please tell us about it, Miss. I don't like talking.
Well,
Please.
I know you, so I'm comfortable, but other than that, so nobody knew that we did. We just it was one of the things that I didn't wanna be recognized for it. We would just so every the end of the school year, they would get bikes for the students that had perfect attendance, and they would put their name in a box, and they would draw the name. So I wanna say we did that for the first, maybe 4 years, and it was the 2nd year we found out that one of the kids had never owned a bike,
Mm,
and he was in 5th grade.
The story
And so
was that because they were trying to tell him to, get on the bike and ride it. And he did
he
not know.
didn't know. And so
So yeah, so that right there was like, wow.
yeah, yeah,
So it was pretty special. I think that's what
Mhm.
kept us going
yeah. That gives you
into
little
the
some goosebumps right there.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy, and that's
Yeah.
that's amazing that y'all just you find those gaps. And you mentioned something like your grandmother and your mom just to do the things to just make the ends meet. I know that it's really weird in this today's society because I came up from an environment where man we were fine. I thought we
Mhm.
were great.
uh,
Yes.
But
yeah.
I didn't really know, like, how poor we probably really were, but I didn't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't that thing that ever resonated with me until, I got around some other kids and I'm like, y'all got what? Like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, okay, it's crazy. I know I'm going to really date myself. And this is me and my sisters, we talk about it all the time. We didn't have toothpaste, right?
Mm,
We used to do baking soda.
mm,
A
Right?
finger.
We did have a toothbrush, right? But my house, we didn't have
yeah.
toothpaste. I didn't think I don't think I saw toothpaste for real until I started playing sports and got in the locker room with some guys and they had some toothpaste. And I was like, what's that? Because I only knew baking soda. Right?
Mm,
That's crazy though, but it's the truth.
yeah.
Um, all right, you guys, Daniel, question for you.
Let's go.
What has it been like watching your wife build something that she's so passionate about? Because I think I also understand that you do like you do something unique for each client, correct?
If it's something that everything is unique.
Yeah. And
Everything is
when
unique.
you see this, like what are you thinking? Like what's it like to watch your wife do stuff like this?
It's amazing, honestly. It's amazing what she can do. And the crazy part is just like I can bring an idea to her and she just turns it into something amazing. But the fact of watching her and seeing her create these things is awesome, man. Because that's her thing. She's in her zone. She enjoys it and it's great just knowing that, that she's doing it. She's doing something she loves.
When it comes to whatever it is he's doing, he's gonna give you his all. Give you his all.
I'm gonna throw a little
And not cut
curveball.
corners by the book.
Yeah, he don't take no corners. Do it by the book. Do it by the book.
By the book. Me, I don't have a book to follow.
And he's taken the property management
So
thing and just taken it up to the next level and done all the things with that. I want to speak a little bit about property management with Daniel. He's our property manager. You mentioned in the intake that your broker saw something in you that invites you to do property management. Sometimes other people don't see the potential before we do. I wanted to ask you, did you think when you started, was that a little intimidating?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You and me
So
both.
so intimidating in the fact that didn't know what I was coming into. But when it came to the ins and outs of property management, of how to do certain things, we were kind of already familiar with that just because we've had a few properties. And so we were kind of involved into how the management of those properties are. So I was kind of familiar with it, but asking to be a part of a company and to kind of build a company from the ground up, that was very intimidating. Thank you.
With little or no help.
Well, the big help was actually being invited into the journey.
Uh,
That was it, 'cause I was definitely surprised by that,
we
but
go
not
climb.
sure
We work in progress. It's good to go. So if not, you've been a property manager and you've been doing it. Looking back on the journey right now, what would you tell the agents out there trying to do property management and ain't a property manager?
Don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
it.
don't well, as far as what I mean by don't do it is if you're going to do it, I recommend doing it the right way, making sure that you're in a property management company and doing it. I don't recommend doing it on your own or trying to, get into it a little bit unless you know the ins and outs of property management. Because I came come to find out that it's probably one of the easiest ways to get sued.
It's not if, it's when.
Yes.
And then on top of that is that people can, indirectly start to be in a property management relationship and they not even know it. And that's the hard thing because before you know it, because they ask you to do this, they ask you to do that, and you've already stepped into an implied agency agreement as a property manager, and you have no idea. And I
Yes.
think that's where people really make the mistake at because they don't even know they're putting themselves in that situation.
Yep. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. He wants the war team rentals for the company, for a separate company from our company, and we're taking clients. We're taking clients.
Yes.
We are. We are. We are. All right. Let me ask you this. Daniel, your advice said, quote, take a leap of faith. It's okay if it doesn't work. You just learn from it. Can you share a time when you took a leap of faith and it didn't go as planned?
Well, taking the leap of faith is when when we were flipping properties. That was for me, that was a big venture, and I was a little hesitant. Again, I've always wanted to do it. I was always intrigued by it, wanted to see how it was gonna happen, and being in real estate, I even some of my coworkers, some of them were doing it, but a lot of others were like, "I don't want to," and when you asked why, it'd be because they're scared.
Mm.
I was like, "I'm scared. What if this doesn't work out? What if this doesn't work out?" And then eventually, speaking to my wife about it again.
Hell, let's do it. I can hear it now. Yeah, let's do it.
That's exactly what it was. It's like, and I was like, again, hesitant, but eventually she's like, let's go. And we did. And it turned out to be pretty good. I wouldn't say it failed just because it's still there. We just shifted our focus of what we wanted to do. But the experience has been great. The experience has been awesome. And then to be able to share that experience with my coworkers is another great thing.
Okay. And you guys, how many you've done so far? I think
Uh,
you've done three.
3, I
Three.
believe.
Yeah. Okay.
That was first was my
Ernestine, taking risks. Your advice is to keep it moving.
Ooh.
Tell us what you mean by that.
It has always been my go-to. No matter what comes my way, Imma get up, pick up whatever fell and keep it moving. If I hit a road bump, Imma figure out how to go over it, around it, Imma keep it moving.
Okay.
So, it's always no matter what comes my way,
I
Imma
think
take the positive out of every situation. No matter how negative it is, Imma take the positive out of every situation and keep it moving.
Or she's gonna sprinkle salt and pepper.
sprinkle salt and pepper. Okay, but sprinkle salt and pepper.
Keep it moving.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. All right, folks, rapid fire here, real quick. Let's do music, pop or country.
Me, I would say I like both. Man,
Rapid fire. You can only choose one.
okay, country.
Country. All right. We'll stay with him for a little bit. Country or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Hip hop or R&B?
Ooh, R&B.
All right. Let's jump over you. Coffee or energy drink?
Neither.
The worst is
The worst.
If I had to absolutely choose one, energy drink.
So what do you drink in the morning?
Water.
Water. I thought you was gonna say that.
I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
So do you do any type of pick me up?
No. No energy drinks, no coffee.
No?
No. Just high energy.
music.
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 Music
Absolutely.
is her. Music is
Okay,
her.
well let's go with your music.
Absolutely.
Pop or country?
Country.
Country or R&B?
R&B.
R&B or hip hop?
R&B.
How old are you?
41.
Ooh,
41.
you asked?
Let's go 90s R&B or 2000s R&B?
Ooh. Ooh. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Okay. Gotcha. Let me ask rapid fire. Either one, y'all can answer this. Biggest business mistake.
Biggest business mistake.
What you think, Dad?
That's a good one. I'm not.
I'm stumped.
I know.
Because she just keep it going.
She should just keep it moving.
She just
She
keep it
will.
going. Keep it moving.
Or should just be like, let's just go. Let's just do it. I think for me, it would probably be just not doing nothing. I think that would be the biggest business mistake is just to be
Just not
stagnant. Just
stagnant.
just to,
Not
keeping the
doing it.
same things and not trying to improve or anything else. At least trying.
Because businesses
Yes.
evolve.
If money wasn't an object,
If money wasn't an object,
what business would you start tomorrow?
what business would I start? It would have to be something where, again, giving back business of some way I could help somebody with something. Maybe homeless housing, where they don't have anything to pay. They just come get their stuff together, have programs.
Okay.
So
I like it.
something like that.
All right, we go land the plane with this question. It's gonna be a hard one. All right, y'all ready?
Hold on. Let me take it.
When your
Let me take a drink.
kids and your grandkids talk about Daniel and Ernestine years from now, what do you hope they say? about the lives that you lived and the business that you guys have? What do you hope they say?
I hope that they say that we were caring, loving, and we wished for the community to grow.
Well, when they look back on the lives that they have lived, I hope that they think or know that we love them unconditionally, and we've done or would have done everything in our power to have them have the lives that they have then. Like mom and dad were strict, but thank you.
If someone wants to do business with you, what's the best way to contact with you? What's the best way to connect? What do you want people to know when we post this? How to do business with you? And who's the perfect person that you think you would do business with?
The perfect person, anybody that has an idea that has to do with anything handmade, made with my hands. Absolutely anything. I've done every craft except for laser engraving. Anything else, I can handle, no matter what the idea is. As far as contact, I'm on most platforms under Stitchin' Steen, Stitching without the G.
Okay. And we'll put that up on the
Stitchin'
screen there
Steen.
as well. And does it have to be local? It could be abroad.
Anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
You global.
I'm global. I'm
International.
worldwide. International.
All right. Got it. And Daniel, for you, people want to connect with you and do business with you. How do they contact you? What do you want them to do?
Give me a call. Let's talk. Telephone number is 915-955-0351. So if you can't get a hold of her, give me a call.
Okay. All right. I thank y'all for doing this. Appreciate you. And I would tell the people out there, entrepreneurship is not all about money. I think it's all about the opportunities you make and building legacies like y'all have. And I just thank y'all for being on the show for us today. Thank you. All right. High five. That's it.
Part two.
Well,